Hello TSG, my name is Fusion Blitz, and before I go on to what I want to talk about in this video, I would like to give a massive thanks to Thunder for letting me upload this video on this channel, and I really appreciate it. It's great to see a bigger YouTuber helping out smaller channels, and I'm really grateful because of it. Now that is out of the way, we can move on to the video at hand. Now on my channel, you can expect to see Call of Duty and Minecraft. And I know this isn't like the biggest range of games in the world, but I will play an odd game here and there. But these main two games, a first-person shooter and an open sandbox game, is just what I enjoy. But be warned, my gameplays are not the best, so don't come to my channel expecting brilliant gameplays. It's just not happening. So what I want to talk about today is why Call of Duty is seemingly getting worse every year. There could be many reasons to as why this is, but some of them are not as clear as others. To understand why CoD is falling behind, we have to go back to the earlier CoDs, namely the ones that started on the PC. So the original CoDs like CoD 1, 2, and 3, and the ones that are just mainly on PC. Back then, CoD started out as a first-person shooter based on World War II. These CoDs were only available on the PC at the time of their release, and thus was available to a limited audience. If Call of Duty was to be successful on the console market, it would have to innovate like no other game before. That's when CoD 4 came into the picture, and everybody loved it. It was visually pleasing for its time, of course, and had balanced gameplay. These set the standards for future CoD games, and overall CoD 4 is often said to be one of the best CoD games in history. Since then, Call of Duty had a positive reputation within the gaming community until the release of Modern Warfare 3. That horrible game. This is when everything went downhill. Sales started decreasing, people were raging and complaining more than ever, and the games just didn't have the fun factor they had in previous CoDs. Why should this have even happened? As CoD grew, the more money the game developers made. Since then, CoD became an annual release, and the pressure was on the developers to get the game out on time. And by the time MW3 was released, the franchise had a huge fan base, so they would buy any game as long as it had the Call of Duty branding on it. Just like an avid Apple user would buy an Apple product as long as it has that Apple logo on it. So people would just buy Call of Duty because it's Call of Duty, regardless if it's an awesome game or if it's absolutely shit. Because we settle for less than adequate quality of games, these CoD games, and we buy the game every year, CoD just doesn't have to get better. They can just release a crap game every year and people will buy it. So maybe it is the community, that is us, to blame for the downfall of CoD. If we keep buying CoD even if it is crap, and most of us here are probably guilty of doing that, I know I am, how could we expect CoD to get better? This is one way to look at the decline in quality of CoD. But is it the only way to look at it? What if it is us, the community, who took CoD, which is otherwise an okay game, but we just make it horrible? Maybe the games aren't just that bad, it's just the community who take the fun out of it. This is completely possible. Say, take MW2 for example. The game was extremely broken, but people played for fun and no one complained very much. It was only much later on in the game's release we realized its flaws, but we still played it for fun. But now people don't play for fun. We see people who troll, people who camp, and people who hack, and they just take the fun out of it for everyone else. They play the game solely just to make it not fun for everyone else. YouTube, I believe, might be partly responsible for this. There are all these channels which give tips and tricks and best class setups for you to get better at CoD. Cough cough, T Martin, cough cough. Now it's no fun for anyone because you have all these people trying to make your life miserable with their try-hard setups and playstyles which obviously exploit broken parts of the game. So maybe it's YouTube that is destroying CoD. It makes sense as CoD is immensely popular on YouTube, but games like Battlefield 4 aren't in comparison to CoD. But Battlefield 4 is a great game in the minds of many players and critics. CoD Ghosts was poorly received by the community and critics, yet we see more CoD gameplays than Battlefield. In the end, it is the combination of all these things that are breaking CoD apart. Ultimately, it is us, the community, who have the power to make CoD great again. If we want CoD to be great, we need to make the right decision and not buy the same crap every single year. But if we do that, we might completely kill off CoD. Well, maybe that is not such a bad thing. With CoD gone, there'll be more room for other developers to make an FPS. They'll make everybody just hold their breath and make their heart skip a beat. Maybe that will happen, or we will snap some sense into the community and the CoD developers, and we can return CoD to its former glory. But that all depends on us, the community. It's either we force a change, or it's just not going to happen. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me, or do you think that I'm downright absolutely wrong? I honestly do think that we can join together and get the CoD game we truly deserve. Once again, thank you Thunder for uploading this, I really appreciate it, and thank you, the viewers of Thunderstruck Gaming. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a good one. See you later.